Ladies and gentlemen, may I please have your attention? Please have your tickets in hand before you board the plane. Thank you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Johan Castell and you're watching Wings. On the show today, we cover how Indians are increasingly opting for domestic travel amid flight disruptions and fare hikes. We meet William Heinecke to better understand luxury tourism and how Anantara is eyeing a major entry into the Indian market. Also on the show, festivals from Kashmir to China. Let's start. In Kashmir, a centuries-old tradition continues to illuminate the night skies as Sufi devotees gather to celebrate a sacred occasion marking the community's new year in a unique spiritual way.
Hundreds of Sufi Muslims gathered in the Aish Muqam shrine of Anantnag district of Jammu and Kashmir to celebrate the annual Zool festival, a traditional event that marks the local new year. The Aish Muqam shrine is a revered spiritual site associated with the 15th century Sufi Saint Jan Shah. As night fell, devotees lit torches, creating a striking visual spectacle against the mountainous landscape. The centuries-old festival is deeply rooted in local traditions and also signals the beginning of agricultural activities in the Kashmir Valley.
We have been participating in this festival ever since we were little children. Zain Shah is a highly revered saint, and by burning these torches, we pay homage to him. That's our objective. You can call it a fire festival.
Once a local celebration, the Zool festival has been getting attention from people all around the world over the last few years.
A lot of people were hardly familiar with this festival. It used to be a localized event. However, since the advent of social media, awareness has surged to unprecedented levels. The footfall is huge.
It is an act of commemoration. Festivity will take place here. I have resolved that I will keep participating in these sacred festivities for as long as I am alive.
Marking the beginning of a new journey, the Zool festival illuminates Kashmir's cultural landscape, keeping the century-old tradition alive.
Luxury travel is evolving faster than ever before. From immersive experiences to global expansion, hospitality brands redefine what it means to travel well. In this next story, we speak to William Heinecke, the man behind the Anantara brand, to understand how global travel is adapting to a changing world. From the beaches of Thailand to palace hotels in India and luxury escapes across continents, Anantara has grown into one of the world's most recognizable luxury hospitality brands. Built under Minor International, the group today spans dozens of countries, offering curated experiences that go far beyond just a hotel stay. At the heart of this global empire is William Heinecke, a self-made entrepreneur who began his journey as a teenager and went on to build one of Asia's largest hospitality and lifestyle companies. But in a world shaped by shifting traveler expectations, global conflicts and digital influence, what defines luxury today?
Whenever people talk about luxury travel, whenever people talk about having luxury sort of experience, Anantara always comes to people's mind. So how do you see how the luxury travel demand has changed over the past decade? Do you really see that difference?
Yes, there is. There's no question that today's traveler is looking for more experiences in his travel. He's looking for things to discover. Foodies have found it very exciting right now because they travel for food. A lot of the Gen Z are looking at these kinds of experiences. People travel for wellness now. So all of these things are adding up to changing the way travelers used to be. And Anantara is on the cutting edge of that because we've gone into wellness. We've always focused on food, and we've always focused on experiences. And we're in so many unusual locations that create and give those experiences.
So several of the Anantara properties have also been featured in the White Lotus. So has that pop culture really influenced the travel demand and branding destinations?
Absolutely. We've seen Thailand appears much more frequently now in as following the successful release of the White Lotus. And Samui particularly came out of that with a very high demand. But we also had hotels even from Phuket. And White Lotus, the White Lotus Hotel as depicted in that series, was made up of several hotels, 3 of them being Anantaras and another one being the Four Seasons. And so all of them came together to make the White Lotus Hotel. But it's had a huge impact on audiences and the demand for travel to Samui and to Thailand in general.
Increasingly, what drives travel decisions isn't just brochures or reviews, it is storytelling. The White Lotus has turned luxury resorts into global icons, with destinations seeing surges in demand after being featured on screen. These series often show locations during the best of times. But what happens when there is tension in the region?
With the recent conflicts like the Thailand, Cambodia, do you really feel that the travelers are becoming more cautious towards experience-driven traveling per se?
I think, the Thai-Cambodian is really more of a border conflict and really had very little impact on tourism between the two countries. Cambodia is still wide open for travel. We have an Anantara in Siem Reap, where Angkor Wat is. We have a number of hotels in the northern part of Thailand. None of them were really seriously affected by the war.
How important is the Indian traveler for your global portfolio?
Well, it's been a very important thing. We've hosted many Indian weddings, and that's probably helped us with our image here in India and helped to make us a more common byword in terms of hotel and hospitality. So it's been a very important part of our whole journey. And today, India represents one of the biggest inbound tourists for us. And as a result of the success of those inbound Indian tourists, it's drawn the demand for us to come to India.
So you also recently opened one in Jaipur. How the response has been, and if you compare it with a decade ago, how do you see that experience entirely?
I think Jaipur for us was was a first step into India, and certainly in a destination which is well loved both from the MICE market and wedding market, and as well as tourists who love to see Jaipur, which is typically an experience-driven destination. So it was very good for us, and it set the pace. And many of our owners have seen that, as well as the other Anantaras around the region and in the area, and that's really helped drive the interest in Anantara and even in Avani, which is one of our other brands.
Considering, sir, many decades of you being in this journey, do you really see a shift from traditional-based tourism to more like cultural, immersive, or wellness-focused tourism per se?
Absolutely. The younger generation today is very interested in those experiences, those unique experiences. They're traveling for a reason. Today you'll find many young people, they're avoiding making big purchases of houses or whatnot because they'd rather spend their money on travel and other kinds of experiences. So definitely there's been a significant change in the last 10 years of the traveler of today.
From wellness retreats to cultural immersion, travel is becoming less about escape and more about enrichment. A journey is now a story and an experience that stays long after the trip ends. From a single resort in Thailand to a global hospitality footprint, the journey of Anantara reflects a larger transformation in travel itself. In a world that feels increasingly uncertain, one thing is clear: travel is no longer just about where you go, but how deeply you experience it. This summer, it's possible that the big Indian vacation won't be about traveling to a foreign land, but rather exploring destinations closer to home. The war between the US, Israel, and Iran, and the unrest it has caused in West Asia, is changing how India travels. As airfares skyrocket and travel routes lengthen, Indians are finding ways to adjust their travel plans. Take a look.
Every summer, many Indian families map out their escapes, which include European holidays and carefully plan itineraries through global hotspots. This year, things are developing to be quite different. The war in West Asia has disrupted one of the world's busiest aviation corridors, the Middle East route connecting India to Europe and beyond. And the impact is immediate. Airport closures over parts of West Asia are forcing airlines to take longer routes, sometimes adding 3 to 4 hours to flight time. That means more fuel burned, higher operating costs, and fewer flights operating efficiently. So what's happening to the prices? Well, they're being pressed on to the travelers, and it's not just a small increase. International airfares have gone up significantly in just a few weeks. As per reports, Delhi to London tickets have jumped from around 35 to 45,000 rupees to as high as 1,20,000 rupees or $1,300. Mumbai to New York fares have climbed up to 2,25,000 rupees or $2,440. Bengaluru to Frankfurt has nearly tripled in some cases. Flights that are not very long, like from Hyderabad to Dubai, now cost more than twice as much as they used to. Reports also suggest that just in the first week of March, the prices of flights to Europe jumped by more than 40% compared to the week before. Globally, the situation is even more extreme. According to reports, some long-haul routes are seeing fare increases of up to 560%, and prices are expected to remain elevated even into autumn. Over 700 flights were cancelled in the initial phase of the conflict. Indian carriers alone saw more than 350 immediate cancellations. As crude oil prices continue to climb, the cost of aviation fuel has been rising. This means ticket prices, which are already high, are likely to get even higher. Traveling is becoming a whole new experience for people on the go, with prices going up, trips taking longer, and a whole lot of uncertainty thrown into the mix. And that uncertainty is now beginning to change behavior. Instead of cancelling holidays altogether, Indian travelers are adapting. Reports suggest that Southeast Asia is noticing a surge, with destinations like Thailand, Malaysia, Vietnam, Bali, and the Philippines gaining popularity. But the biggest shift is happening closer home. Domestic tourism in India is seeing a strong resurgence. India offers its travelers a world within itself. The scenic beauty of Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand, the cultural circuits of Rajasthan, and the laid-back coastal retreats of Goa and Kerala make the country's diverse summer landscape its biggest advantage. This is drawing travelers who want both variety and certainty in unstable times. People want to feel safe and know what to expect. Hill stations are still popular, but how people visit them is changing. Instead of just the usual names, travelers are exploring lesser-known Himalayan destinations, like Northeast India and offbeat hill towns in Uttarakhand. Right now, experiential travel is what travelers appreciate. Desert destinations like Jaisalmer are seeing bookings surge by nearly 300%, while emerging locations are steadily climbing the charts. People are also getting interested in spiritual trips, and cities like Varanasi, Rishikesh, and Ayodhya are becoming popular summer destinations. Compared to last summer, which was dominated by traditional hotspots like Manali and Ooty, this year is about diversity. Travelers are choosing destinations that offer unique landscapes, immersive and cultural experiences. Domestic airfares have gone up a bit, but they're still steady when compared to the ups and downs of international flights. This summer, the story of Indian travel isn't about cancellations, it's about adaptation. And India is not traveling less, it's just traveling differently.
In China, the Qingming festival is being marked with a blend of tradition, remembrance, and vibrant spring celebrations. From ancient rituals to modern tourism, the festival reflects both cultural heritage and seasonal joy. Also known as Tomb Sweeping Day, the Qingming Festival is one of China's most important traditional occasions, observed annually in early April. It is a time when families visit ancestral graves, clean tombs, and offer food, flowers, and prayers to honor their deceased relatives. At the same time, Qingming also marks the arrival of spring, encouraging people to step outdoors, enjoy nature, and reconnect with family through seasonal outings. In northwest China's Shanxi province, a grand ceremony was held at the mausoleum of Huangdi, the legendary Yellow Emperor, considered the founder of Chinese civilization. Devotees gathered to offer floral tributes, perform rituals, and honor the ancestry and legacy with traditional dance performances. The Qingming festival also marks the peak of spring, encouraging people to step outdoors and enjoy a holiday. In Shanghai, parks, water towns, and scenic spots saw a surge of visitors enjoying the scenic view of the flower corridors, while spending some time with their family and loved ones and admiring nature.
It's beautiful here in Zhujiajiao. I just wanted to get out, enjoy the spring scenery, and unwind.
The air here is so fresh, and there are small animals and beautiful plants everywhere. It's a wonderful experience.
Across the country, spring outings became a major highlight of the holiday. At Jinsa Lake in East China's Jiangsu province, the sky was filled with colorful kites as families gathered at the shore to take part in the Kite Festival, turning the sky into an exhibition of unique and vibrant kites. Meanwhile, many showed interest in wildlife as well. Crowds were seen at the Minyang base of the China Conservation and Research Center for the Giant Panda in southwest China's Sichuan province, where parents brought their children to watch pandas climb trees and play up close. As it's the migratory season for seagulls, thousands of seagulls were spotted at the coastal wetlands of North China's Beidaihe district. Visitors got a spectacular experience as they strolled along the shoreline, fed the birds, and took photos while enjoying close interaction with the wildlife.
The sight of thousands of birds flying together is truly breathtaking. We came here to relax, enjoy the scenery, and take some photos.
The festival also provided a stage for several food artists. In Shandong, women prepared swallow-shaped steamed buns, a symbolic delicacy associated with Qingming. Meanwhile, in Chongqing, creativity took center stage with mahjong-shaped green rice balls known as jingduan and wild vegetable hot pot attracting tourists with unique culinary experiences. Spring blooms across China further added to the festive spirit, from tulips in Shanghai to pear blossoms in Xinjiang and peonises in Shandong. Vibrant flower displays drew large crowds. The spring season turned China into a fairyland and also provided a unique and spectacular experience to the visitors.
I'm so happy to see such beautiful flowers in all colors.
This year, the festival also aligned with a special spring break for students, creating a longer holiday and boosting family travel. Parent-child tours, cultural activities, and educational trips saw a significant rise across multiple regions. Local governments introduced heritage programs, museum visits, and cultural experiences, providing a fun learning experience to the kids. From honoring ancestors to celebrating spring, the Qingming Festival created a festive mood throughout China, boosting tourism and providing some fun moments and a spectacular experience to the visitors. Let's take you to a remote island in Taiwan, where devotees were seen practicing a unique ritual rooted in Taiwan's ancient traditions. Let's take a look.
This is the Matsu Islands of Taiwan, the home of the Longqiao Feng Wuwei Ling Temple. Here, devotees flock to take part in a centuries-old dream-seeking ritual. Held on the 29th day of the Lunar New Year, it is believed that performing this ritual, a devotee may witness a prophetic dream that may answer their questions and queries. Thus, worshippers wrapped in blankets lie on the temple floor, praying and waiting for what is believed to be a message from God. According to local belief, the 9 immortal Lord deities travel from the province of Fujian in China to visit the temple on this specific day, making it the only time and place in Taiwan where such dreams can be sought. The tradition was introduced by early fishing communities from Fujian, and since then, the tradition has survived for centuries. And today, Matsu remains the last place in Taiwan where this ritual is still practiced. Perhaps this ritual is more than superstition, as many devotees witnessed miraculous prophesied dreams that later came out to be true.
The dream seeking at this temple is very effective. The immortal elder gave me a very good vision, telling me that my daughter would go to the United States. When you lie down to seek a dream, you're half awake, half asleep. The scene was of a couple holding children as they returned. That was in my dream. If someone asks, you must say you are going dream seeking. That's how it works. You need to be sincere and fast on vegetables and not eat meat the day before. Then the dream will be very clear.
The ritual follows strict rules, which the participants must follow to witness the divine guidance. Amid the beliefs and devotion, experts warn that the tradition is now at risk of fading, making preservation efforts more important than ever.
Looking at this very unique and endangered culture, I think the Cultural Affairs Department should be more proactive so that more people can learn about this culture and so that it can be preserved while there's still the opportunity. This is what it is like at present, and having it documented means that whatever happens in the future, whether the development is good or bad, there will at least be a record to refer to and something people can read.
In recent years, local authorities have promoted the ritual as a cultural tourism experience, attracting visitors from across Taiwan. These initiatives by the government are believed to boost the popularity of the practice and help in preserving this century-old tradition.
That's all we have for you this week, but we return with more travel content next weekend. Until then, it's me, Johan Castell, signing off. Goodbye.